You all had a wonderful spring break, and I'm happy to see you back. So let us review chapter 4 once more. Chapter 4 we just started before spring break, soil classification. So today in part 1 of this video we will cover some aspects of Aashto soil classification. I emailed you this table 4.1 with 6 maths written here. I hope you have noticed it. Table 4.1, top part, we have A1, A3 and A2 groups which are rated excellent to good. We classify soils based on percent passing, sieve number 10, 40, 200 and the Atterberg limits. Most important is the sieve number 200 passing, because here you see 35% or less of total sample passing sieve number 200. We call them granular materials, sands or gravels, and they are in the top part of table 4.1. In the bottom part of table 4.1 we have silt clay materials that have more than 35% of total sample passing sieve number 200. No more particle size criteria for number 10 sieve, number 40 sieve. We do not have any criteria here. We only have that repeated. It says 36 minimum for groups A4, A5, A6 and A7, silt clay materials which are not really good for building roads. So if they fall in this bottom part of table 4.1, they automatically satisfy this criterion. So we only need to check for liquid limit and plasticity index criteria to finally decide which of these 4 groups and which of these 2 subgroups it belongs to. So let us begin with the sieve number 200. You know pretty well, passing sieve number 200, we have silt and clay materials which are called fines. So we use the letter F. So these are silts and clays together. These are smaller than 0.075 millimeter, which is 75 microns. And Aashto does not really need the particle size distribution smaller than the 75 microns. It does not even need the uniformity coefficient and coefficient of curvature. So we really do not need the complete particle size distribution curve. If we have a full particle size distribution curve, of course we can get these percentages. If we are just given these 3 numbers, percent passing, these 4 sieve sizes, that's sufficient for us to classify a soil according to Aashto. But we definitely need the Atterberg limits So those tests need to be conducted, the liquid limit test and the plastic limit test to get the plasticity index. So let me erase this and let's begin with what we do. First we look at percent passing number 200 sieve, which is given the letter F. So this percentage we compare with 35 to decide whether the soil should use the top part of table 4.1 or the bottom part of table 4.1. Okay, let me give you an example to begin with. Soil 1, let us say, it has this F value equal to 62. 62 is the percent passing sieve number 200. We may not use the percentage sign here just because all these numbers are percentages, but it's not traditional to use the percentage sign. So F is 62, so definitely more than 35. So it does not belong to the top part of table 4.1. So this belongs to table 4.1 bottom part. So this is a silt clay material soil that's not so good for building roads. We definitely need the liquid limit. Let us say liquid limit is 45 and we need the plastic limit 25. So here we calculate the plasticity index, which is LL minus PL, which is 45 minus 25, this is 20. So we need to use the bottom part of table 4.1, which is this. So because F is 62 more than 36 minimum, this is okay for A4 to A7 because F is 62 more than 36 minimum. So this criteria we need not check again, but we need to check the liquid limit and plasticity index criteria, and we need to proceed from left side to right side of the table to see whether the soil belongs to A4 group. If not, we move to the right side. So let me write it here. So we are going to ask, is it A4 by comparing the liquid limit 45 with the number given there. So we need to compare it with this value given there. So this is more than 40 max. So this is not okay. So we need not check the plasticity index criterion because this criterion has itself failed. So it is not A4. In an exam, I would expect you to show all these steps and then come up with the result. Otherwise, you will get only partial credit, so please practice it this way. So the next question is it A5? So liquid limit is 45. If you see here, it says 41 minimum required. That means it should be 41 or more. Then only it satisfies that criterion. But luckily, this one is 41, more than 41 minimum, so this is okay. That's why we go on to check the second criterion, plasticity index. Plasticity index, in our case it is 20, but this is more than 10 maximum. So this is not okay. So we need to see if it is A6. Is it A6? Again, we need to check liquid limit 45, but that is more than the maximum value prescribed for this. So this is more than 45 max, so this is not okay. So then we need to go and see, is it A7 5, A7 liquid limit is 45, more than 41 minimum, okay, and plasticity index 20 is also more than 11 minimum, it is okay. So it definitely belongs to A7, but to check whether it is A7-5 or A7-6, we need to use the conditions given right at the bottom here. For A7-5, PI should be less than liquid limit minus 30. For A7-6, PI should be more than liquid limit minus 30. So let us see what our liquid limit minus 30 is. PI, of course, is 20, and liquid limit minus 30 is 45 minus 30 is 15. So comparing 20 with 15, you find that this 20 is more than 15. So it should be A7-6 because PI is liquid limit minus 30. So it is A7-6, which can be verified by looking at the figures 4.1, which checks the results, whatever we did so far. That's why I gave you this figure 4.1 plasticity chart for Aashto after writing these labels. So the liquid limit 45 is somewhere here. The plasticity index 20 is this line. So it plots here. So that is A76. I hope you understand what these labels mean. The other 4 parts of this figure, they have 2 labels each. So the one I have circled, A26, A24, A25, A27, if we have 35% or less passing number 200 sieve granular materials, upper top part of table 4.1. A6, A4, A5, A75, when we have more than 35% passing silt clay materials, then we use these labels. So now this plotting here, it verifies our work that A76 is okay. Plots plotted on figure 4.1. Okay, so it is A76. This ends part 1 of video for today. We will also have part 2. If you have questions about what I have explained here, please feel free to send me an email. I already sent you an email, so you know that I am traveling outside United States, several time zones away. So please give me more time to give you a reply. Whenever I get a chance to connect to internet, it's my pleasure to check Angel and see if you have any questions. Thank you.